Presents live coverage of the 1982 NCAA Championships. College basketball's march to New Orleans. Our CBS Tripleheader begins with action in the East Regional from Charlotte, North Carolina, and the Silver Dome Charlotte Coliseum. It's the Dukes of James Madison from Virginia and the Tar Heels of North Carolina. Coach Lou Campanelli, the man behind James Madison's rise toward prominence, will need a strong performance from Dan Rulin. The Dukes powerfully built against Ohio State. Rulin's muscle inside was the key to a comeback victory in the first round. Today, the Dukes come face-to-face with Dean Smith, North Carolina Tar Heels, this season's #1 ranked college power. The ACC champs are led by James Worthy, a 6'9" power forward who ranks at the head of his class at that position, a true first-team All-American. Joining Worthy inside is willowy Sam Perkins, a quick and explosive pivot man. Is outstanding. Together, Worthy and Perkins are an awesome team. And if opponents sag against them, dynamic freshman Michael Jordan, a deadly shooter, a slashing penetrator, can be devastating. It's a unique match, and it begins our CBS Tripleheader. Stay tuned. Coming right up from Charlotte, #1 ranked North Carolina versus Cinderella James Madison in NCAA action.
CBS Sports presents NCAA basketball. Today's second-round tournament game is sponsored.
Live coverage from the Charlotte Coliseum. It's North Carolina versus James Madison. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jim Thacker with Bill Foster, former president of the Coaches Association, Coach of the Year, and now University of South Carolina. Bill, I think we can safely say it has to be the most fascinating matchup of the entire tournament.
Well, it certainly is, and a couple of key words will be tempo and I think patience by the James Madison team. And of course, the Tar Heels with the great team, their #1 ranking, will probably be trying to force the issue a lot and force the tempo and speed things up.
Bill, how do you feel about that twosome inside, Worthy and Perkins?
Well, I'll tell you, they have to be reckoned with very seriously, and I'm sure that the James Madison team will pack their defenses in there and around and keep them from getting the ball as much as possible. They'll have to.
All right, James Madison, as you know, played University of Virginia 2 very close games this year. They feel in their hearts they can play with the best in the country, and that's what they've got. An exciting challenge here against #1 ranked North Carolina. We'll have the starting lineups coming next in our NCAA. Here are the starting lineups for today's game. First for James Madison University at forward, a 6'6" freshman, #22, Darrell Jackson. Starting for North Carolina at forward, 6'9" junior, #52, James Worthy. For James Madison at forward, 6'7", senior, #30, Linton Towns. For North Carolina at forward, 6'8", sophomore, #44, Matt Gordy. Starting for James Madison at center, 6'8", junior, #40, Dan Rulin. For North Carolina at center, 6'9", sophomore, Sam Perkins, #41. Starting for James Madison at guard, 6'2", junior, #12, Charles Fisher. Starting for North Carolina at guard, 6'3", senior, #21, Jimmy Black. For James Madison at guard, 6'5", junior, #14, David DuPont. Starting for North Carolina at guard, 6'5", freshman, #23, Michael Jordan. James Madison is coached by Lou Campanelli. is for unsung James Madison as they will go against North Carolina. Jerry Yarbrough, the Sun Belt, Richard White of the Big Ten, Paul Holly of the Southwest Conference, the officials. It'll be a battle for a berth in the East Region next week. Dean Smith, 21 years head coach at North Carolina, a record almost unparalleled in the annals of coaching. And Lou Campanelli, 43-year-old graduate from Montclair State, has built the entire program from the start at James Madison from Harrisonburg, Virginia, in the beautiful Shenandoah Valley. There's a look at this overflow crowd, better than 11,000. Starting lineup for James Madison, Rulon the key man, Linton Towns, exceptional shooter from the outside, and Charles Fisher, who may have to battle the press from this team that'll be led by Jimmy Black. The inside, great two of Worthy. James Madison in the purple or dark, North Carolina, the higher seeded team, seeded number 1 in the 48 and the white. Offensive tip, Michael Jordan will look for North Carolina to attack immediately here. James Madison 2-3 zone. Black inside Worthy, and Worthy is open.
What a nice turnaround jump shot there by James Worthy. A good pass inside. Carolina showing good patience right from the start.
Not going all out pressure there. Switch, for which Dean Smith become very famous in his man-for-man pressing defense.
It looks a little bit like the run and jump, and it's not quite a double team, but you'll see some double teams out of it.
Almost to the 5-second count. Baseline Towns. Man for man. Towns being guarded by Perkins. This is Jackson. Covered up the corner. North Carolina will overplay a lot with a pressure man defense. Try to deny the ball, just as they were doing there. 2-0 North Carolina lead with 1 minute gone.
And that one pass that went inside, they get a good ease on them. Within the double team. Here's Towns.
Here's Towns. Velvet touch by Linton Towns. They are tied at 2. Just over a minute into the first half. Towns, who led the scoring this past 2 years for James Madison University, ECAC South Player of the Year. They halt here for a moment because in celebration, the James Madison fans sent a shower of paper on the court.
I'd like to see most teams now do away with that practice. I think we've seen enough of it this past 2 years.
Madison switches to a man-for-man defense. Now look out for Perkins and Worthy, and there's a hold inside by Rulon. James Madison cannot afford for Rulon, the ponderous center, to get in trouble.
No, and Jimmy Black, he looks in there all the time. He's a great passer from outside, and he's an unselfish player. Looks to pass more than he looks to shoot.
Lou Campanelli questioning the call on Dan Rulon, who certainly has to be a key man because of North Carolina's inside power. We're tied at 2. They look for the Dukes now to go to a zone here on the inbound. A lob inside to Perkins for the hook. 3 Dukes come down with the ball. It'll be James Madison ball. They'll have a chance to take the lead for the first time.
Good look inside.
They'll settle out of screens with a very patient team, James Madison. They play at a deliberate pace, running their passing patterns.
You can see they're trying to force baseline a little bit. It got inside.
Rolling in, short hook, blocked out of bounds. Touch flash by James Madison. North Carolina has a very tough defense inside.
And Jim, you'll watch. It looks like Carolina is trying to force James Madison a little bit baseline and maybe keep them from reversing the basketball, which is part of their offense, that patient offense that they run.
Well, there's how it looks now from behind the zone for the James Madison players. North Carolina, it's a 2-1-2 zone, the 3rd defense used in 3 possessions for Lou Campanelli. Now they get it to Doherty for the baseline. Rebound, Michael Jordan over the top. Personal foul on number 20, Michael Jordan. An outstanding rookie for North Carolina. 2-2 tie after a little over 2 minutes of the first half.
Well, Michael was trying to rebound on that weak side and get caught for the foul.
Now Dean Smith has ordered a little more pressing defense. Here's a man-for-man press up in backcourt, but they're not really going all out yet.
This is sort of a token press, trying to distort the patterns of James Madison, speed them up a little bit.
That was a good job, but Rulon could not come up with a low pass. They made a great penetration of the press. Towns, a little strong. Rebound is by Towns, funneled away. Little jittery, perhaps, James Madison.